Every once in a while, it's good to hear stuff like this. Let you know people across the planet are in fact waking up to what's going on with the financial system and the root of all evil within that system, which is the central banks. They print money at interest, never printing the interest, so you're constantly trying to pay off the debt, but you can't because more debt's created. And then when you finally pay off the original debt, it doesn't matter because a whole backlog of other debt that was created, or money being printed with debt attached to it, interest. So the Fed, and there's a, according to Zero Hedge here, and the Fed rallies are exploding throughout Germany. This is a fascinating development, and one that I had no idea was happening until today. It seems that rallies are spreading throughout Germany, protesting the corrupt and dying global status quo. One of the key targets of these groups is the U.S. Federal Reserve System, which, as I and many others have maintained, is the core cancer infecting the entire planet. According to the organizer of these rallies, they have now spread up to 100 cities and have a combined attendee base of around 20,000. Not that that's a whole lot of people, but again, when you have a movement that starts, it just grows and grows and grows and grows. What is also interesting is that the mainstream media in Germany is calling them Nazis. These groups talking about ending the Fed and ending the central bank system, these are Nazis. What was that old saying by Mahatma Gandhi? First they fight you, or first they ignore you, then they fight you, then you win. Something like that. In Germany, if you don't support central banking, this apparently means you are a Nazi. What a joke. Just more proof mainstream media everywhere is complete and total propaganda. It is also a good sign, since it shows the desperate lengths to which the power structure will go to keep their criminal Ponzi scheme alive. He says, do these folks seem like Nazis to you? And he has a little YouTube clip here, which again, they're just lots of people. I mean, you can see the amount of people in this one particular area at this one protest. Again, it's a protest. Just because the word protest comes up doesn't mean it's, you know, it's violence ridden or you know, or anything else. So this is good news, because that kind of stuff spreads and spreads and spreads, and it's really, really easy to pick up people when those people start to realize, wow, I'm down on my luck now because of that Federal Reserve banking, fractional reserve, interest-bearing banking system is in place. That's why my house price went down, because who just printed money without any, right? If we had a gold-backed currency, you can't just print money. It's got to be backed by something, so you can only have a certain value of money out there. Matter of fact, if you use gold and silver as money, you can't print gold and silver. You got to have it. It would have stopped the Fed from printing all this money, bailing out these massive numbers of, you know, trillions of dollars in the banking system, who then went like drunk sailors and continued doing the same old stuff they were doing to begin with. Just like when the banks had to settle with the attorneys general of all the states, like $50 billion or whatever, and promise you're not going to do this type of stuff again. Okay. And immediately start doing the same stuff again. Why? Because some of the faulty foreclosures they were doing, matter of fact, most of their foreclosures were faulty, in the sense that they were missing documents, they forged documents, the robo-signers, right, the little stamp. They said you can't do that anymore. So what happened? I kept doing it. Why? Because they don't have the proper documentation that they were required to have to do the foreclosures properly in the first place. So it's not that the bankers said, hey, screw you guys, you know, judges and attorneys general, we're not listening to you. They can't listen to them because they don't have the paperwork. They don't have the things that they need. So they had to go right back into doing what they said. Same thing. So it's real easy to get people who have been victimized, which is pretty much all of us in one way or another, but the ones who are down on their luck even more, again, because of this whole system, the little boom and bust cycle that it creates. Now we're in the bust period, only to be followed by a very big bust coming shortly when the stock market goes. It's real easy to get those people to join you. And because the powers that be are making a whole lot of people like that, turning to people like that as far as being victims, there's going to be a whole lot of people joining these kind of movements. So where they will go remains to be seen, but it's still at least some good news. Take care.